Chief AI Officer, why everyone needs one. So there will be a huge talent shortage for this type of role in the next sort of 3 to 5 years. And the reason being is the technology is so new. There are no formal education courses. And what business will have to do is they'll have to adapt. They'll have to identify very, very talented people within the organization, give them significant amount of training, and compensate them to perform and to learn more in their own time. But in the interim, what you'll probably see is a fragmentation of the Chief AI Officer role, where one person holds that role for multiple businesses, guiding them, helping them build their internal development team until they can promote then the right type of person. And this will follow the same sort of path that did in the early 2000s, where there's only a few people that knew certain technical skills in regards to the internet. They were able to sell their services to multiple businesses and grow those internal teams. And the key role really from a Chief AI Officer is having the ability to identify and develop people within the organization. Because AI is not a subset of the IT department. And this is the biggest fight I'm having at the moment, where leaders think that AI should sit underneath the IT department in the back corner somewhere and help out. Whereas smart business leaders are recognizing AI is actually a new way to rethink your business. Because if talent and intelligence is trending towards zero, how or who do I hire for the future? And what they're starting to find is there's going to be a big trend towards staff on demand, where you keep a lot less people in your head office, but you source some of the key roles, because outsourced roles plus AI are cheaper than having a full-time position there. So a great example is finance. So finance, having a CFO or a virtual CFO on demand is significantly more efficient and effective and cost effective, whilst also using artificial intelligence to help the organization. And a Chief AI Officer doesn't need to be technical in regards to knowing how to code. That does help. It just needs to be a person that can really know the difference between AI, how it works within business, and how to coach and manage and develop people. So what would they do? They would help design and implement strategy in consultation with the CEO and board. So they need to be able to look at the technology and identify internally how the business can leverage it to make the business more efficient, smarter, and save a lot of money. They would educate and incentivize staff to use AI. AI will be as common as the email. So treat it like a core competency, educate your staff, train your staff, and give them the license to use it. They don't need to be technical, just have a good passion for AI and to be able to keep up with the latest trends and developments. Currently, the news from AI is so quick and so fast, it's like drinking from a fire hose. But they're going to have that internal passion to keep up with the latest news and events so they can advise the CEO and the board of what way to go down or what path to follow when it comes to developing. So how would you measure them? How would you show their value? You would look directly at the profit of each department. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm going through and helping educate some companies' departments of how to use AI. And then we can look at before and after to see how profitable or to see what the output is of that department. Measure them through staff longevity. Once you invest more in the staff, your staff tend to stay around a lot longer. Measure them through product improvement and development. How many pilot programs are you running per month, per year? How many of those pilot programs are operationalized into the every day-to-day part of your business? Productivity and the number of AI products deployed. So they have three main priorities. The first one's internal capability development. Treat it as a core competency. Run education courses for all staff and for all departments. Identify talented people within the organization and send them to conferences and give them more advanced training. These are the people that you want to foster. These are the people that you want to develop. These are the people that are going to push that flywheel within that department a lot faster, a lot further. The second priority is internal project development. Once you've given the basic training, you can start to identify really talented and invested people and give them more training, more tools, more tips, and incentivize them with rewards to help move the AI projects forward. Give them the opportunity to present to leadership. Run pilot project competitions and give those people the opportunity to interact and to present to leadership so leadership can see the impact this technology is having on their organization. Because sometimes the people that are doing the great work on the ground don't always get to interface, don't always get to converse with the leaders of the company. I would not underestimate the value in those conversations. And then help operationalize the winning pilot projects to see it through to completion, where it's used all the time, every time, to be a lot more efficient, a lot faster, and a lot cheaper. And then priority 3 is lead the strategy development. So there's quite a common sort of phrase I use a lot of crawl, walk, run, fly. It's how you essentially set up an organization for success. So crawl is no one has any idea. You jump in and try generalized tools. You try the co-pilots, you try ChatGPT, you try Gemini. Walk is you look for small projects that save time and money, either at the top line or the bottom line. You can grow revenue in regards to marketing, or it can save time with a custom GPT on the bottom line. You operationalize what they learned from the walk, and you show a clear path of how it's going to make the organization better. And fly is you identify the people within departments that show great promise, and you establish a center of excellence and you crank the flywheel. Because after you've gone through your capability to the organization, you've identified great people. Now allow those great people to work together for the betterment of the business. Tool versus role consideration. If you're going to go and buy a custom bit of software or a custom bit of business AI software, you're actually bidding against the next models being worse. But if you think the next model is going to be better, you should be investing in your people so that they can all use the next tool. And a great example of this is the flashlight app versus Uber on your smartphone. The flashlight app was a great creation, but it got overtaken pretty quickly when the cell phones used it natively. Whereas Uber used the unique parts of the model of the smartphone to create a huge business. Same here. If you've got a novel data set, the greater the moat from disruption. But if you're creating generalized tools, you will most likely, as Sam Altman stated, be steamrolled. Because business is relatively general and quite easily to be disrupted by the next model. Business is the same internally as it's been for the last 100 years. If we use generalized models to disrupt it, these businesses can operate a lot more efficient. And it always comes back to give a man a fish or teach a man a fish to see the benefit to help them along their journey. For more information on us, how we help organizations, head across to agenticintelligence.co.nz.